speech is titled, When I Needed a Hand, I Found Your Paw. One cold, wet nose, two floppy ears, four soft paws, and one wagging tail. Those are the characteristics of a forever friend. Various programs have been assembled to provide disabled individuals of all types with a loyal companion who also doubles as their daily helper. This topic is important to me due to my love for dogs and my first-hand experience with how drastically a life can change when the correct type of assistance is provided. Disabled individuals can live a somewhat normal life when they utilize support from a service dog. With today's speech, I'm going to enlighten you on the various types of dog assistance programs that have been specifically implemented to meet the needs of those with different degrees of both physical and mental disabilities. According to the American Kennel Club, most service canines are bred by the organization that will be training them. The AKC also informs us that the canines begin training as early as 8 weeks old. The pups are trained to recognize several different basic commands, such as sit or stay, and are also taught how to avoid distraction. By learning this specific skill, the dog will be able to keep their focus on the handler instead of other dogs or individuals that they may encounter. The basic training that the pups undergo leads up to a more advanced training pertaining to the type of disability the dog will be assisting with. When the first round of training is complete, the dogs will be closely observed to determine whether they have the proper demeanor to continue with the process. In other words, if the canines display aggressive behavior, they most likely need more training or are not fully capable of becoming a service animal. Once the observation period has ended, the organization prepares to send the canines to various professionals who will provide more specific training before awarding the dog to their handlers. One of the many types of assistance that can be provided by a service dog is visual assistance. These types of canines are called guide dogs, simply because their main goal is to act as the eyes for those who are blind or have an extreme visual impairment. For example, this type of service dog assists its handler with small tasks such as maneuvering between the bathroom and bedroom to much larger tasks such as crossing the street. According to Assistance Dogs International organization, large breeds such as the Golden Retriever and German Shepherd are utilized as guide dogs due to their demeanor and learning ability. While working, the guide dogs will wear a U-shaped harness with a handle that is easy to grasp to ensure that the handler will be able to keep the canine at their side. Assistance Dogs International informs us that this specific harness allows nonverbal communication between the canine and handler while also providing the handler with a feeling of safety. The guide dog must keep the handler safe from all harm, even if doing so requires disobeying a command that is considered unsafe. Another type of support that can be provided by a service canine is hearing assistance. Assistance Dogs International informs us that hearing dogs aid individuals who are deaf or possess major hearing loss by alerting them of certain sounds. For example, the canine will make physical contact with the handler to inform them that someone is at the door, the phone is ringing, or that the smoke detector is alarming. Hearing dogs are responsible for acting as the deaf individual's ears to make life easier and to keep the handler from experiencing bodily harm. Unlike guide dogs, hearing dogs are much smaller in size and have a different background. Hearing assistance canines are typically mixed breeds that are obtained from animal shelters. Before being given to their handler, the dogs undergo audio response training, which enables them to learn which alert is warranted. Once the appropriate training has been completed, the canines are introduced to their new handler, thus allowing their journey to begin. Service dogs are not only able to assist with physical ailments, but mental disabilities as well. The Service Dogs for America Foundation, which was established in 1989, raises canines that are trained to assist those with mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety, and even PTSD. The organization produces Labrador and Golden Retrievers that are trained on site before being given to potential handlers. The dogs are trained over a 12 to 14 month period and can recognize 30 different commands. This type of service animal is able to assist those who have a psychological handicap by providing support during depressive or anxious episodes, and also by performing various simple tasks such as turning off the light or barking to let others know that their handler is in need of more complex assistance. For some individuals, Simply having another living, breathing creature present when the depression, anxiety, or flashbacks creep up is all that it takes for the individual to experience less severe and less frequent episodes. The final type of assistance that I would like to speak on is that of an autistic child. There are several different ways that a service canine can benefit with a child with autism, including teaching empathy and socialization skills, how to handle a meltdown, and how to prevent wandering, according to the Positivity Service Dogs organization. Autistic children can learn empathy from their service canine by observing the interactions between the dog and various humans and by noticing gestures such as a wagging tail. Over time, the child will consider using the same observation skills with other individuals that they may encounter. Some autistic children struggle with being social, which is another aspect that can be improved with the help of their service animal. The dog can act as a social bridge for the child by attracting attention from those who want to pet and talk about the canine, which then leads to various interactions between the autistic child and others. Having the canine will terminate the child's loneliness, therefore stimulating more social interaction in the future. Autistic children sometimes struggle with channeling their emotions, which can lead to a major meltdown. Although, with the assistance of a service dog, the intensity of an emotional outburst can be decreased. One way in which this is possible is by utilizing the lap tool, which is the act of instructing the dog to place their head in the child's lap and then instructing the child to stroke the dog's head, which will ultimately calm the child. One more way that a service dog is able to benefit a child with autism is by the act of tethering. This simply means that the child is attached to the dog by a clip that is connected to the dog's vest, which comes from the anchoring belt leash that the child is wearing. The child's parent also has a part of the leash that is connected to the dog's vest, which gives them full control of the canine. This practice prevents the child from running away from the parent and potentially endangering themselves. Having the service dog ultimately makes life easier for both the child and parent. I hope that my speech has given some insight on the various types of assistance dogs that are available to those who have both mental and physical disabilities. These canines are specifically trained to assist their handlers with different tasks, to provide emotional support, and to teach those who have difficulty with learning. Service canines make life easier for those who are simply just trying to make it through another day.